and welcome to yet another episode of InConversation. As India and the world fought an unprecedented COVID 19 pandemic, we at the Corpcom team at HDFC Bank sat down with our senior leadership to understand how they kept their teams both safe and motivated during these times. We also wanted to understand how Team HDFC Bank worked tirelessly to ensure that we were serving every customer across the length and breadth of the country. In today's special episode, we have curated the best insights from the last episodes to talk about how we managed to balance being people centric and customer centric, and all the while innovating to ensure that Indian businesses as well as Indian citizens continue to thrive during times that are hard and not very easy to adapt to.
Understanding each and every customer at a micro segmented level will be extremely critical and crucial for us as a bank and as a payments business to drive that one core philosophy of ours to say deep engagement with every customer whom we're dealing with, our scale, our reach, our customer depth, our philosophy of huge customer engagement, our philosophy of bringing the ecosystems of issuing and acquiring put together to bring the best value to both, and our philosophy of ensuring that we are the largest and will be in all profitable segments gives us a clear path to continue dominance in the years to come. And that requires constant outreach to customers, constant communication to customers, the ability to reach out to him, either on a planned basis or even on a structured or a trigger basis. We need to be ready as a bank for the customer of the next 5 to 10 years, or maybe even longer. On an incremental basis, it's important to start thinking from grounds up.
And one of the key tenets of basically corporate banking is that you have to basically make a call to the client and you have to be in constant conversation. You're just a friend to a client, and that is the ideal state that we want to be, so that whenever the client has any issues or problems, who do you call in real life? You actually call your friend or the person that is closest to you. We want to receive the call when my client has an issue, that they pick up the phone and call, because there are hundreds and thousands of bankers, and I want to be the number one. So that is the quest. The client never buys an empty suit, right? Which is no substance, just the exterior. The client at the end of the day is looking for content and looking for solidity and your ability to move your organization. And you had to increase your customer engagement. And we had to go back and do non-traditional ways of customer engagement, right?
It's been a difficult time for our customers. It's been a difficult time for society at large. And during this period, we have made sure that our teams rise to the occasion, and we have been able to make sure that 95% of our branches remain open. And we have done that while ensuring that our people take all the safety precautions. It's all the more important to be in touch with customers than otherwise. And customers have appreciated that a lot, where we have stood out in the industry in terms of reaching out proactively to our customers and inquire about the health and well-being and the help that we could offer them, so that our people can have very focused, customized, personalized conversations with the customers. And this is enabling our customer conversations that our teams are having with customers a lot more meaningful, a lot more relevant. And we believe that's a source of competitive advantage, so that we are not just pushing boxes to our customers, but really talking to customers on things that they're actually looking for, they're actually searching for at that point in time.
So I think one has to kind of start with a reset, rethink, and reinvent yourself, both customer journeys and the sales management processes that you're used to. So we'll have to really go back on the drawing board, start from the zero base, and actually reinvent the organization. And it's going to be an interesting journey from here on. We'll have to forge better ecosystems for the customer experience. We will have to connect the dots, or reconnect the dots, if I may say, to see the future in a better light. So I think it's kind of a dawning on all of us, or calling on all of us, that how exactly the whole world has changed around us. Reset us. We are rethinking the customer journey. We are rethinking our sales management journey. We're trying to forge a better ecosystem.
We have been customer-centric in terms of our approach. When one of our relationship manager touches the customer, he markets for liabilities and all asset requirements of the customers. We in fact also extend advisory facilities to the client. We therefore believe that market is at a very nascent stage and we should see exponential growth and a much higher capital consumption coming from the rural market.
The way of doing business is going to see a big change. How technology will play a very important role, how customer behavior is going to change, and how soon we are able to adopt our products and offerings and re-engineer them to suit their requirements. And how do we actually look at opportunities? Some businesses will see, drastic change or great opportunities.
During this COVID-19 period, our aim of the bank was we should help the farmers. So the one way was since we could not go to the different field, right? हम villages में नहीं जा सकते थे. So first when it was completely locked down, so we touched each and every customer basically over the phone. तो हमने एक customer को 5 बार भी phone किया है. You won't believe that कि हमने 30 लाख से ऊपर customer को phone किया. As soon as the area is open, certain green area open हुआ, कहीं पे orange area open हुआ, and you can understand कि कहीं पे 5 बजे लॉकडाउन हो जाता है, कहीं पे 3 बजे लॉकडाउन हो जाता है. अब कस्टमर को फार्मर को हेल्प चाहिए. फार्मर विलेज से बाहर नहीं आना चाहता, तो हमें हमारी टीम ने काफी एफर्ट्स किए कि हम कस्टमर को मैक्सिमम टाइम पे सपोर्ट कर पाए. तो वैसे भी रूरल मार्केट का ये ट्रेंड होता है कि फार्मर को जब हम लैंडिंग के लिए जाते हैं तो वो ड्यूरिंग द डे टाइम बिकॉज ही इज इन द फील्ड तो वो बात नहीं हो पा जाता है. या तो हमें इवनिंग में जाना पड़ता है या सुबह मॉर्निंग में हमें 6 बजे जाना पड़ता है. तो ड्यूरिंग द कोविड पीरियड हमारी जो टीम है बेसिकली वो उन्होंने इंश्योर किया कि वो कभी 6 बजे सुबह 7 बजे उठ के भी फील्ड में जाते थे, कस्टमर को मिलते थे और पता चला कि लॉकडाउन हो गया है तो प्रॉपर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग भी रखा और फिर शाम को 5 बजे से पहले निकलना होता था. तो हमारी टीम ने पूरा कोशिश किया, पूरा हेल्प किया कि ड्यूरिंग दिस कोविड पीरियड हम खुद भी सेव रहें और साइमल्टेनियसली जो है कस्टमर को भी हम हेल्प कर सकें. और हमें एज ए बैंक भी समझना है कि फार्मर इज ए इनोसेंट. जब भी उसके पास कैश फ्लो होगा वो बैंक का पैसा देने के लिए रेडी है. तो अभी पैसा नहीं आएगा पर नेक्स्ट क्रॉप साइकिल में पैसा आएगा. और वो जो डिफरेंस होता है वो 6 मंथ का डिफरेंस होता है और 1 ईयर का डिफरेंस होता है. तो एज ए बैंकिंग हम लर्न कर गए हैं.
I think at HDFC Group, we are obsessed with customer centricity. We are obsessed with creating a wow experience for our customers.
So in some way, yes, getting closer to the customer is very, very important. But it's also changing the game and how we interact with the customer. We have to be present where the customer wants us.
Before the lockdown, COVID was coming, and it was coming. Everybody knew it. So, as a manager, what do? Your first, response is to basically protect your people. And around middle of March, we said that we are going to operate with 50% of our capacity because we wanted to reduce people density. At that time, we didn't have guidelines, but we went out and implemented that around our entire people base. And the moment the lockdown began, we said no one could go out and enter the office. But that was the first bit, that you have to go out and protect people. That is very important to me. And that was first. Things are going to be very dramatically, and they're going to be very, very dramatically different for financial services industry in India, where larger and larger, proportion of work from home will happen as you see it. This is what the pandemic has taught us.
People is our most important asset that we have, and as citizens, as society, part of the society, I think like everyone else, our own people have gone through not only through the health risk but also the emotional turmoil that goes on in the mind. There are a few things that we did for our people. First of all, we enabled the anywhere working construct for them. Second thing that we did was set up a set of safety rules, because during this time it is important and has been important for people not only to look after their own safety. And the third thing has been more and more communication, looking at more and more personalized ways of whichever employee, whichever team member we need to help out. how we can help out our colleagues. We will continue to back our teams. We'll continue to back our people in terms of making mobile way, making technology and digital way, anywhere working way, as well as making sure that all of us practice all the safety rules for our personal safety, as well as safety of all the people around us. So happy to say that some of the appreciation emails that we have received from our customers have been truly overwhelming for us, and we are really proud of our teams and our people.
We've been working feverishly. The teams have been working feverishly over the last 30 to 45 days to sort of get our thing done. Our people are well trained. We've got a huge set of in-house expertise which can take on any challenge within this space. So there's a flurry of activities. There's a huge amount of work being done by all businesses, all product groups, all channels to digitize.
We have teams working in a very different manner over the last few months, trying to work towards achieving objectives around making customer journeys seamless and frictionless for all. There are hosts of initiatives which are going on, and each of these are being led by various leaders across the organization. And all this will come to bear over the last, it has come to bear over the last few weeks as well. And going forward, you will see a lot of these capabilities coming into market soon.
I would say starting from work from home, I think this is a very interesting change.
If you look at the COVID crisis, it's taught us that remote working is going to be the new normal. It's not like everybody didn't realize that it could be possible, but today when you're living it, the learning is far more intense and far more profound. Paradigm shift, and it's a acceptance of the new normal.
The way we work, the way we live will change. And hopefully COVID will be behind us and we should be seeing life as usual very soon.
I'm really thankful to the total team member, each and every team member, starting from the HDB staff, from SO staff, from the regular employee and the regional and the zonal head. इन्होंने बड़ा डीप इंटीरियर्स में जाके 24 आवर्स काम किया है और स्ट्रेटजी बनाई है और डिस्कशन किया आपस में सो दैट कि हम रूरल कम्युनिटी का मैक्सिमम सेवा कर सकें फार्मर कम्युनिटी के से बिकॉज वी हैव हर्ड अ लॉट ऑफ appreciation from the farmer committee.
The lessons I have learned in this lockdown period and dealing with this pandemic is something called speed of trust. When there is a trust among team members, then the decision-making process becomes very smooth and very fast. The other learnings are that it is always important to stay relevant and stay focused on only what is important to you. And if you are focused on solving that particular issue or that particular problem at that time and you put your all energies, you will get the solution and you will be able to deal with the same. So, I can tell you the senior management team rose to the occasion. They all collaborated. They all did huddles and they got into a war room and come out with the various ideas. As lockdown continued, we keep cropping up with the new and unknown issues, and we kept on dealing with that. I think it was a great experience to know how my team members and how all of us as a unit responded to these challenges.
Like HDFC Bank is always known to find opportunity in challenges. Change is the only constant thing we have in life. This COVID has actually, made us learn and unlearn a lot of things. The new normal, the new way of working, the new way of looking at things, and how businesses are going to change, how our way of working is going to change. The focus on rural economy, finding out opportunities there.
So in balance, I would say the opportunity outstrips the challenges and we are set for exponential growth.
We're an extremely sound, robust and dominant market leader in all the categories as a bank we're working with. Okay. We need to work parallel to that continued growth, introduce a lot of these digitization efficiency measures and new products and services. And I can guarantee you that when you take the existing bank and the new bank put together, will be a far leaner, meaner, stronger version of what you would have ever seen over the last 25 years.
Besides this, we are taking our customer experience journey to the next level. We have set up an aspirational vision, an audacious vision rather, for ourselves to be the most customer-centric, most customer-obsessed brand across categories in India over next few years, and not just benchmarking versus other banks, and provide an experience which is better than any fintech or any brick-and-mortar customer experience company or brand.
I think the biggest lesson is ability and flexibility of an organization to have the courage to constantly reinvent itself. You don't need a crisis to reinvent yourself. I think we need a culture which constantly reinvents itself, reinvents better ways to engage with customers, more simple, more automated, more digital maybe, reinventing your sales management journeys, looking at your new ways of distribution, and constantly challenging yourself to relook at new ways and more cost effectively to do business.
In summary, the role is to basically go out and inspire your people, to make them believe that they can do even better than what they thought, back them up during the toughest of the situations, and thirdly, just keep monitoring on an ongoing basis through your systems as to how the business is going, so that you can take a corrective action as quickly as possible if you find something is not going as per plan.
This is the bank story. This is your story. This is our story. Stay safe, keep smiling, and God bless you.